Today, we're setting the stage for a night of pure, unadulterated drama. Seriously, picture the scene at MetLife Stadium. The lights are blindingly bright, the crowd is absolutely buzzing, and the atmosphere, literally electric. We're going to break down the tactical and emotional roller coaster of one of the biggest, most shocking upsets of the entire 2026 FIFA World Cup, the night Ecuador fought back to completely stun the footballing giants, Germany.
Okay, let's dive into this. How exactly do you topple a giant of the beautiful game? Going into this Group E match, that was the ultimate question. I mean, this wasn't just another game on the schedule. This was a classic, massive David versus Goliath scenario, and the stakes for the South American side, they could not have been any higher. To really understand the scale of the challenge here, you've got to look at this number, 11. That represents Germany's terrifying, completely dominant 11-game winning streak coming right into this match. They were an unstoppable machine, and they were already qualified for the next round. But contrast that with Ecuador. For them, the situation was absolutely desperate. It was do or die. They stepped onto that pitch knowing for a fact that only a victory against this German powerhouse would keep their World Cup dreams alive.
Section 1, a nightmare start, the second-minute setback.
So let's look at exactly how the match kicked off, because any careful survival plans Ecuador had drawn up, they were instantly shattered right after the starting whistle. It happened in an absolute flash. Right out of the gate, there's this highly controversial buildup involving a high boot check by VAR. Before the dust can even settle from that tension, Florian Wirtz clinically picks out Leroy Sané, and Sané doesn't hesitate for a fraction of a second. He brilliantly fires the ball right past goalkeeper Hernán Galíndez. Bam! Just 2 minutes into the game, Germany takes a 1-0 lead. Talk about a massive shock to the system.
Section 2, the quick response. Defying the pressure. Usually, against a team with an 11-game winning streak, an early setback like that spells total disaster. Game over. But instead of crumpling under that immense pressure, this South American squad dug deep. To really grasp how tough their position was, we have to look at what they were battling against historically in this tournament. 39. Coming into this critical moment, Ecuador had suffered through 39 completely failed shot attempts in their previous games. Think about that. 39 times they pushed forward, and 39 times they failed to score a single goal. The psychological weight of that frustration must have been unimaginable.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is attempt number 40. After all that agonizing frustration, their 40th shot finally broke the curse. They found their clinical edge exactly when their tournament lives depended on it most. Here's how that monumental 40th shot actually unfolded. Just 7 minutes after going down, in the 9th minute of the match, Nilson Angulo steps up. He curls his truly beautiful strike right past the reaching arms of the legendary veteran goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. And the reaction in MetLife Stadium, it was deafening. The massive sea of yellow in the stands went into absolute ecstasy celebrating this massive, immediate equalizer.
Which brings us to the tactical reality as the teams went into halftime tied at 1-1. On one side, you've got Germany doing what Germany does best, controlling the possession, dictating the pace of the ball. On the other side, Ecuador is absorbing that pressure, sure, but they're looking incredibly dangerous every single time they launch a counterattack. But here's the critical context for the second half. A tense draw seemed written in the stars, right? Well, a draw would ultimately eliminate Ecuador. They absolutely needed another goal.
Section 3. The golden moment. Making history.
As the clock ticked away in the second half, the tactical battle really intensified. German coach Julian Nagelsmann was actively ringing in changes, desperately trying to break the deadlock. But destiny on this night, it favored the underdogs. You can see the progression of this tension right here across the timeline of the match. Notice that chaotic first 10 minutes, the German lead in the second minute, the Ecuadorian equalizer in the 9th, and then there's this long, tense stretch of tactical warfare leading right up to the 77th minute. This is the absolute climax of our story. So let's really slow things down for a second to look at how this winning goal actually materialized. Step 1, Ecuador earns a crucial corner kick, and the ball is whipped sharply into the box. Step 2, Kevin Rodríguez rises up and nods the ball on. Now, Manuel Neuer lunges forward to grasp it, but then we get step 3. Gonzalo Plata shows this brilliant burst of hunger. He just raises his left foot and delicately toe pokes the ball straight into the back of the net before Neuer can even secure it. It was flawless execution, and MetLife Stadium completely erupted.
Section 4. Holding on for dear life. The final stand. Look, taking the lead against a giant is one thing. Surviving the backlash?
That's another entirely. The atmosphere in the stadium immediately shifted from celebration to this frantic, completely breathless, do-or-die scramble. And then the referee's board goes up. 7. 7 agonizing minutes of added time. For an Ecuadorian team that had already poured every single ounce of energy into fighting back, defending a 1-goal lead for 7 more minutes must have felt like an absolute eternity.
And this brilliantly illustrates what it took to survive that eternity. It took an absolute physical toll. Ecuador defended their box like their lives literally depended on it. They threw their bodies on the line to block shots. They had to fend off relentless, incredibly dangerous late crosses coming in from David Raum. They made the ultimate physical sacrifice to protect that 2-1 lead. And when that full-time whistle finally blew, the stadium turned into an absolute carnival.
Let's look at the final resolution of this historic Group E matchup. By ending Germany's streak against all odds, Ecuador secured 4 points in the group. Statistically, this incredible victory officially advanced them to the knockout rounds as one of the best third-place teams in the tournament.
Ecuador shattered the 11-game streak and advanced against all odds. But how far can this incredible momentum take them? That's the fascinating question we're left with today. The resilience, the tactics, and the sheer hunger they showed prove they are for sure a force to be reckoned with. Thank you so much for joining me